Hi, friends. It's Lisa Hetrick, illustrator for Gina K Designs, and I'm so grateful you could join me today. I have a fun card project today that is a little bit about pattern building, and I've been sharing pattern building tutorials on my channel here, but this one is a little bit of a twist. We're going to mix up and mash up, and I'm going to talk about line art stamped images matched with silhouette stamped images. And I'm doing a mashup with this floral pattern using two of my stamp sets in my Gina K Designs collection. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and talk about the supplies. I've got several things here. I've got some Gina K Designs cardstock. My A2 card is in Passionate Pink. Here are all of my inks. I'm using Coral Reef and Sweet Mango. I have Obsidian Amalgam ink that I'm going to be using. I'm using Passionate Pink and Wild Dandelion. All of the supplies will be listed below. I have quite a few different things here. But here are the two stamp sets that I'm going to be using. I'm using Bloom and Grow and Forever. I'm going to be focused on using, and I'm going to be using this super fun sentiment from Argita's new set as well. And I'm going to be focusing on the line art images and the silhouette images. Okay, we're going to get started with stamping the pattern on the cardstock. So I'm using a piece of Gina K Designs layering white cardstock. It's cut to 4 by 5 1/4 for the card base. It's going to go on the card base. I just inked up the large marigold in some of the sweet mango. And I'm just stamping it down onto my cardstock in 3s. Now, if you've watched my pattern background, stamping pattern background series, I talk about stamping things out in 3s all the time. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just stamping everything out in 3s. I have 4 stamps sitting here. So I have the large marigold, I have the smaller marigold, I have the solid sunflower and the line art sunflower from the Bloom and Grow set. So I'm layering this ink in. So between these two colors, the sweet mango and the wild dandelion, I'm just layering them together again in 3s. And the line art images help create like this kind of organic look to it. The shapes are weird. You know, the outer edge of the florals are a little bit shaped weird. So when you stamp them down, you get a lot of movement going in this kind of triangular movement way here. So I went ahead and just stamped that out. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab my silhouette image from the Bloom and Grow stamp set. So this is the sunflower, and I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. Now, what's going to happen is as I'm layering this silhouette image with the line art images, we've got a variety of texture and dimension all on one plane. So one piece of cardstock, no added height, but added texture and dimension. And because that solid is being layered over top of the line art images, we've got the line art images coming through. So it looks like they're layered over top of each other in real life. And some things are coming forward and some things are going backward. So you get quite an interesting pattern for your card base with this variety of color and with this variety of using the line art images and the silhouette images. And just digging this, love it. So here comes the passionate pink. We always got to have a little bit of passionate pink in my cards. So I went ahead and inked that up. Passionate pink just brings the whimsy. That's what I just love about it. So just inked up that large marigold image again. And I'm cleaning as I go because these are kind of staining a little bit, and I don't want it to end up getting on my card any kind of schmutz because I'm famous for getting schmutz on my card. Okay, so I am just inking the large marigold up and then just stamping it down. Now the pattern is starting to look a little bit busy, but hang with me. It's going to come together, I promise. Okay, so I stuck with just the 2-color Passionate Pink, and you'll see why as we move into this next phase. So now I'm stamping the embellishments because there is going to be this marigold in that Passionate Pink. I've stamped it out and I'm going to run that through my die cutter as an embellishment, and that's going to pop up a little bit. And that is going to end up being my 3rd color for the Passionate Pink. Now I'm taking the sunflower from the Bloom and Grow set that is the line art image, and I'm going to stamp that down twice in the sweet mango or the coral reef. My apologies, coral reef, because that's the darker orange. And you've heard me talk about working lights to darks in colors to create some contrast, but also to create some added dimension to your colors. And these complementary colors all just work so well together. Okay, these are my 3 embellishments. I'm going to go ahead and use the coordinating dies for these, run them through my Platinum 6 die cutter, and here are my embellishments. Love them. Now, these are just going to add to the pattern, and they're going to add just a little tiny bit of height, but they're going to help balance out some of the look of the design. And that little tiny bit of height is going to allow me to nest the other 2 line art sunflowers underneath them. So these images are just kind of nested together, and we've got this kind of pattern happening here. And I've got a little bit of room that I'm leaving for the sentiment. So I'm going to be using the sentiment that says there is always something to be grateful for. I love it. It's small, it's compact, it's going to work really well in this pattern. And I went ahead and stamped that down and started to assemble the card. Right now, I'm putting the embellishments and nesting the embellishment, the main marigold, right around that sentiment. I did put my card base, the pattern card base, and attach it to the Passionate Pink cardstock. And I'm just digging this. So now I'm just going to layer the line art sunflower. I'm just going to layer it and just kind of nest it as best I can with that word for into the petals. And there's going to be a little bit that hangs off the edge there. I'm just going to trim that off. So we've got a lot going on here. Layers of line art images with the marigolds and layers of solid with the sunflowers, and just layering some more line art images on top. And I've mashed up these 2 stamp sets because I really love the way that they work together. I'm noodling around here where I might want to position the extra sunflower, but I am going to put it down here in that lower left-hand corner, drawing some of the attention to that lower left-hand corner. We've got quite a little bit of a busy pattern going on, but that's okay. I'm kind of digging the way this looks. I'm going to trim this off. You can see I got a little schmutz on the back of my card. No matter how much I cleaned, I still ended up getting a little bit of schmutz, but that's okay. I'm digging the way this card looks. I'm going to add a little bit of finishing touches to it. I've got some Nuvo drops here in this really pale yellow. Again, all of the supplies I've used in this tutorial are linked below. I'm going to just drop a few of these drops down here in an odd number. I did like 5. I usually do 3, 5, or 7, somewhere around there, and just kind of nest these pieces around those little embellishments around the flowers. So I'm really digging the way this looks. It feels a little bit busy, but I kind of love the way the pattern has come together. And you can see the inspiration for this card with the So Very Blessed. You could use the other sentiments in the set as well. I just really love this sentiment. There's always something to be grateful for. There is always something to be grateful for. And I'm grateful for you joining me in this tutorial. So my little gift of grace to you is 2 card idea sheets and the download links are in the description. This is the Forever card idea sheet. I've got 8 card ideas using the Forever stamp set. You can grab that from the link in the description. It's free to you. And yeah, I just love creating these for you. I also have another another free card idea sheet for you that's a mashup of the Bloom and Grow stamp set and the Forever stamp set. So this is a mashup card idea sheet with both of the stamp sets, 8 ideas for you if you have both of the stamp sets. And that's what I did in today's tutorial. I mashed up both of these stamp sets to create a super fun pattern-based card, and I'm just digging it. I'm so glad you could join me for today's tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. Please consider sharing the joy by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. And I'm sharing more card and watercolor tutorial videos for your inspiration right here. So come on in and take a peek at my tutorials. I have a lot to share, and I'll see you next time.